As usual, let us start our Dhamma talk by saying Namo Tassa 3 times. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sammasambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sammasambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sammasambuddhassa. The title of today's Dhamma talk is The Reality and the Right View. Reality means the things those are truly present. One should have correct understanding of truly present things. All living and non-living are compounded by elements. Those are existent in one moment and non-existent in another moment. One has to contemplate on meditation objects to know with clear comprehension when the component elements are existent and when they are not. First, one has to understand that in every individual, any one of the 6 sense consciousness of the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body and mind is arising from moment to moment. It is important for one to have the correct understanding of these phenomena at the time of their occurrence. The correct understanding means not just ordinary awareness of the sense, but perceiving knowledge and clear comprehension and compliance with the Lord Buddha's admonishment. Only with such penetrating meditational insight one can attain Nibbana. The third 6th sense consciousness arise dependent on the following 4 stations. 1. Kaya. Kaya means physical body. 2. Vedana. Vedana means feeling or sensation. 3. Citta, consciousness and mental concomitance. 4. Dhamma, mind and mental objects. These 4 stations are to be found in one's own body. To have correct understanding, one must practice the Lord Buddha's Satipatthana Vipassana Bhavana, that is, mindfulness inside meditation. No one can achieve clear comprehension just by postulations and imagination. The Lord Buddha's Satipatthana Vipassana Bhavana or mindfulness inside meditation practice is programmed as 1. The 4 stations that now we have said. Kaya, meaning Kaya Nupassana Satipatthana, contemplation on physical or material body. Then Vedana Nupassana Satipatthana, contemplation on feeling and sensation. Then Citta Nupassana Satipatthana, contemplation on the mind or consciousness. And Dhamma Nupassana Satipatthana. The number 2, method of practice. B. Viriya, that is effort. Sati, mindfulness. Samadhi, concentration. Panya, wisdom. Vitakka, thought conception. Then Samavacha, right speech. Samakammanta, right bodily action. Samājiva, right livelihood. With these 8 means, which we call Noble Eightfold Path, one practices contemplating using the 4 stations as meditation objects. The immediate gain one gets while contemplating is the cleansing of the mind from the defilements of craving and ill will. Furthermore, one will be bestowed with 7 other benefits. 1. Purification of the mind. 2. Overcoming of grief and anxiety. 3. Overcoming of lamentation and sorrow. Then 4. The cessation of physical suffering. 5. The elimination of mental distress. And 6. The attainment of enlightenment, the path and fruition, Mega and Palajnana. And 7. Extension of Vana, that is Dharna, and realization of Nibbana. Now, let us try and understand one out of the above mentioned 7 benefits. By studying the incident that happened in India during our Lord Buddha's lifetime, one Brahmin peasant, he became well acquainted with the Lord Buddha. Out of the veneration, he was rejoicing with the intention of offering the Lord Buddha some of the paddy after the harvest. Unfortunately, just the night before the harvesting day, the heavy rainfall with hailstorms flooded his paddy fields, completely destroying his crops. The Brahmin peasant was so grief-stricken, and he was helpless with the unexpected disaster. Lord Buddha, on hearing the Brahmin peasant's tragedy, visited him out of compassion. Lord Buddha, after saying consolation words, taught him how to overcome grief by attentively making note of the mental and physical phenomena at the very moment of arising and disappearing, in accordance with the Satipatthana Vipassana Bhavana or mindfulness insight meditation. The Brahmin peasant complied the Lord Buddha's instruction and contemplated diligently, and he achieved the meditational insight, progressing stage by stage, and finally cleansed of mental defilements and attained Sotapatti, Mega and Phala, that is path and fruition knowledge. So may all meditators be able to contemplate on all the mental and physical phenomena with correct understanding of the reality and attain Mega and Palajnana, path and fruition knowledge, and realize Nibbana. If no questions for the moment, let us continue the discussion that we have left off in our last talks about the meditation object. Vipassana Bhavana or insight meditation, we had to make use of this Nama and Rupa, mind and the matter, basically. And if you elaborate 5 decades or 6 ayatanas, that will come step by step. First we begin with the Nama and Rupa, the object we have to. Same thing if you carefully study our talks and what Buddha said in many talks, the same thing comes back again and again. For Vipassana Bhavana or insight meditation, we must make use of Paramattha Dhamma. Paramattha Dhamma, as you all know, there are 2 types of Dhamma in the world. One is Panyati. Panyati is conventional world. And the other is ultimate reality, what we call Paramattha Dhamma. The Paramattha Dhamma is, as I have often said, Rupa, material phenomena, matter, Chaita, the mind, and Cetasika, the mental concomitance. And the fourth is Nirvana. Nirvana is our goal, to go there, to get there or to attain this Nirvana place. We must contemplate on these three Paramata Dhamma, Rupa or matter or physical or material or bodily phenomena, then Ceta or consciousness of the mind, and Cetasika, mental concomitants or mental fighters. So these are the objects of meditation we have to contemplate. If we examine so-called a being or a person, we have two components. We are made up of these two categories. One is this physical or material body, which we call body. We can see each other. We can identify each other. This is physical body because it is made up of gross elements. And the other is basing on this physical body is a mental energy. Mind is like a energy. Like this modern example, the neon light, the tube. The tube is like the body, and the light that comes when you put on the switch is like a mental energy. So also we are made up of these two components. That's why we are described as living beings are psychophysical complex. Psycho means mental part, and Pali we call Nama. Physical means material body, matter. Is Rupa, Pali was Rupa, R-U-P-A, Rupa. So-called a being is nothing but just Nama and Rupa, mind and matter. At least these fundamental knowledge, every meditator who is striving this Vipassana Bhavana inside meditation must be thoroughly understood. So that's why we are taking pains, explaining again and again repeatedly. So please don't forget, so-called a being or a person is composed of these two components, especially we human beings. Now, because we are humans and we are studying ourselves, what is meant by life, or what is meant by a being or a person. And the 31 planes of existence, as I have already told you, the uppermost four Brahmas, Arupa Brahmas, they don't have physical body, just mental energies are there existing. Only Buddha can see, because mind cannot be seen by naked eyes. And the other realm, one realm is we call Asanya Sata. Asanya means they have got no mind, only physical body existing. They are just like statues existing. So apart from these five, four Arupa and one Asanya Sata, the rest of 31 planes, you all are familiar with hang and the dining hall wall, all the beings that constitute this samsara is 31 planes, excepting these four uppermost Arupa Brahmas and one Asanya Sata Brahma wall. The rest are all psychophysical Nama and Rupa made up of this mind and physical body. So please remember, living beings, especially we humans, now we are concerned with our human realm. We are made up of these two components, two aggregates or groups, whatever you may call it, two categories. One is this physical body made up of gross material elements, and Pali we call Mahabuddha. And here to let me remind you again, please be patient with Pali terms we use. Pali terms using the two advantages. One is you have this, as you all know, this Pali is the language of our Lord Buddha. When he gives talks, he gives in Pali. So that's why our tradition is we use Pali words, phrases, verses whenever occasion arise to impress you all that this is not our make-up stories or make-up concepts. It is what Buddha has taught us, to convince you all that this is the only truth, because it's the Buddha's language. But another thing is, if you pay respect to the Buddha, it creates good karma. So anyway, Nama means mind or mental group, and Rupa means this physical or material group. So we are made up of these two categories of psychophysical complex. They are compounded together. On this physical base arises mental energy of the mind. So how to differentiate between the two? How do we know the difference between Rupa and Nama? By the mnemonics I have already told you. What is mind? Mind is no matter, meaning mind is not matter. What is matter? What matter is never mind. Please remember that. Mind is not matter, matter is not mind. The two clearly different things. Because the matter has got no conscience. Mind is the faculty or the cognitive energy that can experience objects. So that the material phenomena cannot experience any sensation. Like same thing, these things, they are composed of just rupa. If you hit or burn or destroy, they don't feel pain. They won't say, I'm paining. We can feel the pain or discomfort, either mentally or physically, because of the mind. Somebody may say, my knee is paining. Actually, knee cannot feel the pain. Knee is the cause of the pain. Because something wrong with the structure of the knee, we feel pain. Pain is experienced by the mind. The body cannot experience the pain. Pain is experienced by the mind. That's why mind is not matter, matter is not mind. It's the two different things. That must be clearly understood. So, simple explanation is, what knows is the mind, what does not know is the matter. Like trees do. Now we can see trees growing. They have only vegetative life. They have got no mental part, mind. They have only one rupa, physical or material phenomena. If you go and cut a tree won't feel anything, because they don't mind. Only the mind can experience these sensations and feelings. So please remember that what knows is the mind. What does not know? They don't know anything. Now we are talking, you can hear and you can understand. They don't hear anything and they don't understand anything. So mind is, what is knowing faculty is mind. What is not knowing is metta or rupa. So out of the two, nama and rupa, as I said, it is composed of gross elements, so we can identify easy. So that's why you all are given the physical object to begin contemplation or meditation on physical object first, because it is easy to identify. Regarding matter, Buddha has described with his omniscient wisdom 28 categories of matter. Never mind. For us, if we know 4 elements that compose, 4 gross elements or base elements that compose rupa, is enough for us to gain insight or wisdom. So that must clearly understand, and we must be able to identify in our meditation exercise. So they are one. But we dhatu in Pali word, it is earth element, not this earth, the characteristics of earth. Please remember that. The first one is Patavi dhatu, earth element. 2 is Apo dhatu, water element. element, or fire element, heat element. Then 4, Vayu Dhatu, wind element. So any unit matter is composed of these 4 elements inseparably. They cannot be separated. They cannot exist alone. Any matter is composed of these 4 gross elements and 1 unit matter. So please remember that also, that these important facts. So how do you verify or recognize these elements in your meditation? Patavi Dhatu, Earth element, I've gone many times. Anyway, it is beneficial to repeat. Patavi Dhatu, the characteristic is hardness and softness, roughness and smoothness. It is the element of solidity. We have possessed this body to be able to identify is because of this Patavi predominance, preponderance. Patavi alone cannot exist. Please remember the fact. In order of predominance, only we name Patavi. Though we say Patavi, other 3 elements are also included. But in a body, it is Patavi is predominant. So and then the predominant way I have given often this example. As if Singapore Prime Minister visited Malaysia, the new headline said, that doesn't mean that Singapore Prime Minister will come alone. He being the main figure, the new headline just say Singapore Prime Minister. But he's accompanied by other cabinet ministers, army generals, media people. He cannot come alone. But he being the main figure, the news headline just says Singapore Prime Minister visited Malaysia. So also we say this body is Patavi Dhatu. But there are also the other 3 elements involved. But Patavi being in solidity, it is predominant, and hardness, it is predominantly Patavi Dhatu. And so in order of predominance, we name these different parts as Patavi. Then even in water element like tears, saliva, urine, and other elements are also present, Patavi, Tejo and Vayu. So to identify Patavi Dhatu, while noting, supposing you are noting, sitting, touching, sometimes you feel bottom, and the floor or the cushion touching is hardness there, and that is Patavi Dhatu. When you feel heat, sometimes hot, then it is Tejo Dhatu. And when you feel sometimes sweating and wet or moisture, that is Apo Dhatu. So that shows that we are just composed of these 4 gross elements, or Mahabhuta. So Patavi Dhatu is hardness, softness, roughness, smoothness. It is the element of solidity. Then Apo Dhatu is element of cohesion. It coheres together the individual unit cells or unit matter, so that we become a group who become with this body gradually growing in size. So this is due to cohesive property of the water element that constitutes inside the material body. Then if you can feel yourself or other people, you feel 3 stages or 3 phases of heat. Hot, either hot, warm or cold, that is heat element. And element of motion, now you are hearing my voice, the wind element, or when you are noting rising, falling, or walking the steps, lifting, putting down, element of motion is Vayu Dhatu. And why you can sit straight, keeping the body stiffness, that is due to Vayu Dhatu, wind element. The wind is supporting property. Because of the wind element, we can sit stiff and straight. Otherwise we see through the earth and sink into it. So these are the characteristics of the elements identifiable in your meditation practice. So these close elements together form our material or physical aggregates of this psychophysical complex, so-called a being or a person. And the other portion, the cognitive process or the faculty of knowing the object, is what we call mind or nama. So-called a person or a being is just made up of these two categories. Please don't forget. Rupa and nama, or nama and rupa, mind and the metta, or metta and the mind. So metta can be identified by these characteristics that you can identify in your practice. I hope you all, if you just pay a little bit serious attention, you can easily discern between mind and metta. Even while you are listening to these talks, sometimes your mind may wander off and thinking something. Then you don't hear my voice. Or some people just while listening they doze off. Then at that time you don't hear my voice. Because the ear is just instrumental to hear. The ear cannot hear. The mind is the one that hears. Mind is we call consciousness. Hearing is, in technical term, we call hearing consciousness. The mind that hears. The ear cannot hear. Ear is just instrumental. Like these mics, they cannot speak. They just convey my sound through these mics. Like that. That is still very clear. If while listening, if you try to think something, you miss all my words. Though you are lending ear here, you don't hear anything. Or if a person falls asleep, sometimes while listening to the Dhamma, they don't hear anything. That shows that mind is the one that hears. Mind is the one that sees. The eye cannot see. Eye is instrumental to see. Buddha said, Jakkhunja Pareja Rupeja Ovijati Jakku Vinyanan Stengan Singati Paso. The eye and the object, when the light when they come into contact, seeing consciousness arise, the mind sees. So also, Sotenja, Pateja, Sadeja, Openjati, ear and the sound, when they come into contact, then hearing arises. So that shows that mind is the hearing one, or mind is the consciousness that can appreciate or that can take up the object. Rupa is not knowing. What knows is by the mind. So please be clearly understood. So as we identify the matter with four gross elements, so also the nama or mind can be identified with four characteristics. The first one is, Buddha said, mind is during command, that I have already explained. It can take up object anywhere at any time. Because mind inclines towards the object. Mind, without the object, the mind cannot arise. So mind arises only with object. That shows that mind takes up object, mind can incline the object however far. During command, mind can take up any, like supposing if you've been to some foreign country like Japan or America, though you are sitting here, if you think of America, you immediately are in America, like that. The mind can travel anywhere at any time by inclining towards the object. The second characteristic is Buddha said ekachara. Mind can arise only one at a time, one thought at a time. No two thoughts can arise at the same time. Like supposing seeing and hearing now, you think that you are seeing my body and hearing my sound at the same time. No. When you see me, your ear don't hear my voice. When you are paying attention or understanding the sound, you don't see me. But I can change the door we call the sense organ fast, like hearing and seeing very fast. That makes the wrong concept of hearing and seeing at the same time. Actually, when hearing arises and no seeing, because just simple reason, just seriously think about it. The ear cannot see, the eye cannot hear. The eye is just hearing function only, and the ear is just hearing function. To be able to see and hear at the same time means all the organs must be acting the same function. That is not possible. Eye can only see, ear can only hear. So that's why when seeing consciousness arises, you cannot hear. When hearing consciousness arises, you cannot see. So that is what is meant, Buddha said, ekachara. Mind travel alone means mind, each mind arises one at a time. No two thought movements can arise at the same time. And the third characteristic is, Buddha said, asarira. The mind has got no body, meaning it's not rupa. Just now I said mind is not matter, because it is not composed of anything. It is just a kind of energy. Like these, the tube and the light that shines is different. So you must be able to distinguish between the two. Like when you are noting rising, falling. Rising, falling means element of motion. There is some movement and the abdomen coming up and going down, coming up. This element of motion is Vayodhatu, one element. One element is Rupa. The mind that is noting as rising and falling is Nama, or the mind. The abdomen is just moving, it does not know that it is moving up and down. What is knowing is the mind. So that noting mind is the Nama, the movement is Rupa. So also when you are walking, you are noting right step, left step, or lifting or putting down. And olden days there are puppet shows, the dolls dancing due to the operator pulling the string. Dolls are dancing as if life beings. And nowadays you can take the example of robot. Robot is not a human being, not a living being. It's just a mechanical figure taking the form of a man, and with electric button or switch it is making to operate. So the robot is operating. This is just rupa, physical phenomena. There is no mind at all. The energy that is driving is like a mind and a living person. So the two different things. This is the first insight you must realize and clearly understood. Intellectually, never to forget and never to give up. The so-called human being is just made up of this mind and matter. And the first realization is we call Nama Rupa Paricheda Jnana, the discerning or distinguishing knowledge between mind and matter. Very easy to discern. Rising, falling is one element. One element is Rupa. Noting mind is Nama, or those who practice Anapana, air going in and out, air is motion, element of motion is Rupa, Vayodhatu, one element. The mind that is noting as in, out is Nama, mind. Mind and matter. Now you are hearing my voice. My sound and your ear is Rupa. The hearing consciousness that arises, Nama. Now you are seeing me, I am the object is Rupa, the I is Rupa, I and the object is Rupa, the seeing is Nama. Just mind and matter. There is no I or no you involved. So an intensive or a person in meditative mood must stick to these Paramatha Dhamma. Otherwise, if you are, as usual, we identify as man or woman or cat or dog or tree, that is Panyati because just a name and conventional, and this is moha or delusion. So you cannot build up any wisdom. So to build up wisdom, we must emphasize in appreciating or in identifying this Paramatha Dhamma, ultimate reality of what is Rupa, or what elements are, how it works between Rupa and Nama, cause and effect. And the fourth characteristic of the mind is Buddha said Guha Saya. Buddha said it resides in a cave, meaning heart is a hollow organ. If you have some medical studies, heart is a hollow organ. And Buddha said it arises cardiac vatu, like eye consciousness, seeing consciousness arises dependent on eye. Hearing consciousness arises dependent on the ear. So also this consciousness arises, mental consciousness, thoughts arise dependent on the heart. So with medical science, how to compromise it? Medical scientists said heart, but the mind is, the seat of the mind is the brain. Because they are not aware of, like Buddha, that mind has two levels, like any stream. There are two currents. There is one undercurrent, the normal undercurrent, and the superficial current is influenced by winds and weather, like heat. So there are two currents going on. So also our mind normally is at the subconscious level, and Pali we call Bhavanga Ceta. Bhavanga Ceta is translated as life continuum. The mind that is continuing the life process of this existence from birth to death, and this mind called Bhavanga Ceta. And when any object is presented to the special six organs, like now my image is presented to the eye, then this Bhavanga Ceta change into Viti Ceta. Paliwa Viti Ceta means process thought. For the seeing consciousness to take place, then the brain has to work to function it. So that does not contradict what Buddha said. The mind is dependent on the heart base, because the original mind that constitutes life. That's why it is called life continuum. Continuum for one life from conception, but the whole of life process until death and this existence. That is Chuti Ceta, but is Patisani Ceta, and in the middle life continuum, the same process. And this depends on the heart. The main current is. So that's why Buddha said, heart yebutu, and the heart lives in the hollow organ means, and a cave, like a cave means heart base. So just please understand that. And regarding this Nama or Ceta also, Buddha described an Abhidhamma being categorized into many types of mind that arise in our body. We even go to 89, 81 mundane and 8 supramundane, total 89, or with jhanic mind become 121. Ceta, never mind. That is for scholarly studies. And our practical meditation, at least you must know four categories of this Nama. One is Vedana. Paliwa Vedana means feeling or sensation. When you meditate, you feel these sensations and feelings arise, like aches, pains, stiffness, these are feelings and sensations. So these come under Vedana group. Actually, Vedana is Cetasika, mental fighter, but it is very prominent and easy to understand, and meditation Buddha categorized into one Vedana khanda and 5 aggregates. It becomes one group of, aggregate means a group of elements. This is Vedana or mental fighter, feeling or sensation. So the second group is Sanya khanda. Sanya means perception. The second group is perception group. Perception, as you all know, it is, and the right translation is marking. Like when we come into this world as a baby, we grow. When we become aware of our environment, due to our senses, we try to remember what the environment taught us, like this is father, mother. Gradually we know names and objects. So that is the work of Sanya. So this too is very prominent. That's why Buddha isolated of Sanya too is mental fighter Cetasika. So Sanya khanda means a group of perception group. The third group is Sankhara khanda, Sankhara. And Brahmata Dhamma, mental fighters or Cetasika. There are 52 Cetasikas or mental fighters. One is this Vedana and Sanya khanda 2. When 2 take it out, 50 remain. 50 Sankhara, 50 Cetasikas headed by Sankhara. Sankhara is Chetana. Chetana means volition. So headed by volition, the rest 50 Cetasika is known as Sankhara. So for us and our meditation, if you know any intention, that's why you are asked to know and major intentions before you go into detailed intentions. At least major means like when you want to change position from sitting to getting up or stand walking meditation. First, the intention to get up will arise. So you watch your mind as intending to get up, intending to get up and get up. So before walking to intending to walk, intention to walk arise. These intentions are in Pali we call Chirana or volitions or intentions that prompted our action. And these come under Cetasika Sankhara. So 50 collectively together, headed by Chirana or volition, is Sankhara. This group is Sankhara khanda. The third group in this Nama. So the fourth group is Vijnana khanda. Vijnana means consciousness. As I have just now said, Buddha has categorized into 89 or 121 types of citta. Never mind. For our practical purposes in meditation, if you know 6 kinds of Vijnana, this is enough. Like with the eye, seeing consciousness arise, this one. Hearing consciousness, smelling consciousness, tasting consciousness, tactile consciousness, and mind consciousness. So if you can verify these 6 consciousness, then it's enough for this Vijnana group. So mental group, 4 aggregates and 1 Rupa khanda. So it may become 5 aggregates. And these 5 aggregates are called Upadana khanda. Panchupadana khanda, 5 aggregates of clinging. Because we cling to that. Actually what is evident, what is an ultimate reality is these 4 or 5 aggregates of Rupa and Nama, and that we attach or we grasp as this is I, my, man, woman, human, like that. So attach in this way, these are called upadana. Attachment is upadana. Upadana plus khanda, upadana khanda. So that is why we had to take up, briefly speaking, just nama and rupa, or if you want to elaborate, 4 aggregates of nama and 1 rupa, 5 aggregates, that we had to take up as object of meditation, and we contemplate, and when you are practicing vipassana bhavana or insight.